I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution, where I talk about everything crypto daily. Before we jump into this market, I make these videos every single day for you guys. All I'm asking is, if you like the content that you see in the videos on a daily basis, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by Christmas time. That's all I'm trying to do. Leave a comment in the comment box. I'm glad to have you guys. Jumping right into the market. Now, Bitcoin sideways. Was a red day. Bitcoin's bouncing right now. So Bitcoin at 73.49. The overall market cap of cryptocurrency just tipped $200 billion. This is a Bitcoin 4-hour chart. Yesterday, I talked to you guys about this 68% chance of a break lower. It broke lower. Initially, I was thinking 8,000 is the target. Technically, the measure is 79.35. Okay, so the price action got to about 78.52 and then broke to the downside. Now, I was looking for a bounce here. It's important. There's a lot of support in this area. 0.5 Fibonacci retracement levels at 72.57, and essentially we did bounce in that area. You have to know Dow theory, right? Charles Dow has a theory: for every impulse move higher, you get a 50% retrace. It's completely normal for this to happen in crypto. We do not move in straight lines. We had a bearish MACD cross. Well, if you guys look at this bearish MACD cross, you got a sell signal right here at about 77.50. So again, learn the MACD helps amazing. Now, what I'm looking for here out of Bitcoin is potentially a bounce, and I'm really looking to see if we can break above this 7470 level, somewhere in between 7400 7470. If we get rejected, and again, we're going to come down here and retest this area. I think the 618 around 7150 is a little bit stronger. So if we do continue down lower, again, looking for a bounce here. If we don't get that bounce, obviously bad sign, because this trend line right here is the neckline of that inverse head and shoulder. So if we break this mark, 77,000, we're headed back lower. So important to kind of pay attention to what Bitcoin's doing today. Now remember, CME futures closed on Black Friday, right? So the CME futures ended and we see volatility afterwards. Let's take a look at the bearish scenario that we have to be faced with. Again, I don't like this stuff, but we have to deal with it. I'd rather make super Bitcoin's going to the moon videos, but it's not looking good. So this is a Bitstamp weekly chart. Bitcoin, we have this head and shoulders pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder, broke down the downside, confirmed, and now it came back up and it retested. I was working on fine tuning this, and that we nailed the retest on this. So again, we got the daily candle closing in about 2.5 hours. The weekly candle is going to close as well. So there's a lot of things. We should see some movement in Bitcoin over the next 24 hours. Okay, so just pay attention to this downside target, 4,000. I'm going to talk more about this in near the end of the video, but I think it's important just to let everybody know, if you're holding Bitcoin, the potential for downside is here. And I'll tell you when you'll know to flip bullish, and that's the most important thing. Like, we can trade these little small moves in Bitcoin. We can trade them in the altcoins, small moves. But at the end of the day, you could make a couple buys and sells in Bitcoin over the course of a year and be looking amazing, right? If you bought down here at about, 3,500, you sold the top up here, like, you could be good. You could take most of the rest of the year off. I've got a cryptocurrency trading group. I've got 6 chat groups where everybody's calling out breakouts. I've got 41 videos in a playlist where if you don't know anything about trading this market, I'll get you making profitable trades. I got a 50-page PDF. This is a spreadsheet where I just dump the information for a quick reference, but everything's spelled out real easy, to make sure you're successful real quick. I post these profitable trading setups every single day. People join the group to make money, right? Let's be real. That's why we killed Matic for 75% over the course of about 7 days. That's it. Matic broke out to the upside of a rising wedge. Anytime you see this, there's a parabolic move behind it, right? Because rising wedges are supposed to break lower. So again, congrats to everybody that was in the Matic setup in the group. If you want to join the cryptocurrency trading group, you want to pay in crypto, email me, cryptobitcoinchris at gmail.com. I'll get you set up and in the group today. If you do want to pay with a card month to month, you can do so. There's a Patreon link in the description. Remember, paying crypto is definitely recommended. So I'm going to give you guys a discount of 20% off if you join the group for 6 months. If you join the group for a year, I'll give you 30% off and an additional month for free. It works out to less than $1.33 a day if you pay for the year. The group is cheap. It's not designed to be expensive. This person in the trading group, he said, first big win, and I wanted to thank you. I walked away with $500 in profit. Before joining the group, I would have wrote it down and probably FOMO'd on a green candle. A 20% profit, which was $500. So that's a solid trade. I mean, $500 in a day, you could do real well on that. You've got to make it count when this market's good. Bitcoin price slides to 7,200. Is 8,000 still possible? And it is. You know, if Bitcoin can put in a good bounce here, like whether it bounces here or here, so it's contingent on this bounce. And so that's why we're watching this area. The upper trend line of this falling wedge is at about 8,400. So there is room. Now look at this previous price action over here. Like it's possible we could get something like this where we just kind of move sideways and roll over. Okay. But, you know, it's completely in the cards and completely reasonable to think that at some point we're going to move to the top of the trend line. Whether it's in a week or a month, we'll have to see. You have to remember, this market, we're gathering data every single minute of every day. Like, this TA doesn't have a super long shelf life. How do I get started, this person said. I'm really confused. And think about, what is he talking about here? He's talking about, he just wants to buy some crypto. This is part of the problem. You want Bitcoin to go to the moon? This has got to be more streamlined. He goes on Coinbase, he's trying to make a buy. He gets a failed transaction. He uses a debit card. Everybody else is trying to tell him, hey, use this app. They're throwing affiliate links at him probably. And he's just kind of confused. Like, people come into this market new and they just don't really know where to start. Like, there's a lot of streamlining that has to happen before we go to the moon, guys. I mean, we need more retail to come in this market and hype and pump this market up. I'm the guy who lost 4 Bitcoin on the Lightning Network. If you guys heard about this, you know, essentially he lost 4 Bitcoin on the Lightning Network. Why? Because this is new software and it's buggy. And we're trying to develop a lot of new ideas. And so I think it's important to know that, number one, he recovered most of his coins. You can see here clearly he missed some steps. Why did he lose 4 Bitcoin? Because he didn't exactly know what he's doing. Well, everybody coming into this market, they're not going to know what they're doing. This software has to be more streamlined. Blockchain has to be more streamlined. Crypto has to be more streamlined, right? When the masses come in, all these bugs have to be worked out. We're not quite there yet. I was talking on Discord about this last night. Like, this is the future of money. This is the future. This is going to create this huge global economy, no doubt. But there's steps that have to be taken. I know we want to just, you know, moon Lambo tomorrow, but it's just a slower process than people, you know, scaling is not happening as fast as we thought it could. Keep in mind, it's going to happen. Okay, so this Ledger sale ends tomorrow. Right now, you can pick up a Ledger backup pack where you get a Ledger Nano X and a Nano S, $104. Give one away for Christmas, but definitely use the link in the description. It does support the channel. Ledger Nano X's by themselves are only $83 right now. Safest way to store your crypto. 1 billion of Ripple's XRP was released from escrow as BTC and Ethereum have a bunch of whale activity on them. I saw this a lot on social media. We do every month. You know, keep in mind that Ripple, when they release 1 billion XRP, they don't always use it all. They sell some, they use some, and then they put the rest back into escrow. Yeah, there's been a bunch of whale moves again. 1,000, 2,200. Like, there's a possibility that we see some volatility this week because CME futures ended. Be prepared. This was spotted in London, and I want to know, first thought, immediately, what's your first thought in the comments? Don't think about it. First thought. Transfer Go, send money to India and 50 plus other countries. Runs on Ripple. First thought. Okay. My first thought was, does this benefit XRP? How does this benefit the price of XRP? Does it? Expand on that. I want to hear your views. I want to know what you guys think. I talk to my group about this all the time. I don't want to know what everybody else think. I want to know what you guys think. I've gotten to know you guys in the comment section. I recognize everybody's names. I follow your comments. I want to know what you think. I want to learn about what you guys, how you interpret these ideas that I talk about. That's what's important to me. Coinbase holds 966,000 Bitcoin. BitMEX owns 265,000 Bitcoin. Obviously, a lot of this is just people that are holding their Bitcoin on Coinbase and through BitMEX, right? So, but the key here is I want to know who is on the top list of Monero holders. Who do you think owns the most Monero? Guess. You don't know, and that's the beauty of it. Like, I've kind of really realized over the past couple days, I talked to a gentleman, okay? And he was talking to me about some issues he's having, and he got a tax form from the IRS, confirmed. On the top of the tax form, if you're trying to work out some tax stuff from the past, they're going to ask you, where is your crypto held? What cryptos do you hold? The United States tax form is going to ask you, what crypto do you have? What exchanges is your crypto on? That's where we're at. I mean, that's what's going to happen. These privacy coins, essentially, governments are concerned about them. However, like, this fundamentally provides something that I believe in. After that conversation, it kind of just a switch flipped on and said, hey, here's what's happening. Like, everybody's going to be tracking everything now, especially governments, right? So all of a sudden, Monero and other privacy coins offer something that other cryptos don't. And so, long term, you have to think, okay, if governments are going to try to stop these coins, obviously they won't be able to stop them, but hinder them potentially. It just really makes me think about how important privacy coins are going forward. Litecoin developers are trying to make Mimblewimble opt in because they feel that there's a good chance privacy coins are going to be delisted from a lot of exchanges. Charlie Lee said that Litecoin is most concerned about these exchanges delisting privacy coins. And so they're going to make Mimblewimble opt in so, somebody doesn't say, hey, like, yeah, we can't have Litecoin on this exchange because it's a privacy coin. So they're going to make it opt in. But again, kind of falls in place with the power of these centralized exchanges. DEXs are the future for sure. We just have to get there. Mimblewimble is not currently Lightning compatible, so they're working on this too. This is going to help Litecoin. They need to make this happen. The U.S. stock market's to have a slow 2020 when investors turn to Bitcoin and crypto. I hope so. But let's go back to this pattern. And I want you to know that as soon as this one thing happens, I flip bullish, right? As soon as this one thing happens, I'm buying Bitcoin. We've been in this downtrend for a period of months. And now what will it take for the biggest buy signal you can possibly imagine as far as Bitcoin goes? A breakout to the upside. All right, so we've got to break this upper trend line. Until this happens, you have to assume that Bitcoin is going to head lower. Now, we don't want it to dump. If it does, have a stop loss in place down here. I'm telling you, you don't want to ride that wave down. Vechain Thor blockchain is going to host Microsoft-backed release of 1980s game book. Microsoft is on board, they stated. So these are NFTs, right? Non-fungible tokens like CryptoKitties, Gods Unchained, okay? So this is called Way of the Tiger that VT is dealing with. It's a fantasy world where there's a young samurai, and you'll basically be able to recover these stolen artifacts. His father was lost. So the idea here is there are these NFTs that are going to be stored on the Vechain Thor blockchain. So pretty cool. Working with Microsoft here on this. Now, as far as working with Microsoft, here's what's happening. Just to clarify this partnership, right? Game production startups Eidos and Fable are going to join with IT mogul Microsoft to develop this game. And VET is just the blockchain that they've chosen to store these NFTs on. So sounds good to me. Now, with this good news, let's add a good setup for VET. Cup season. It's cup season, y'all. When these coins start exploding, these smaller and mid-cap coins, it's time to run. Binance to continue focusing on fiat to crypto bridges. So CZ comes out, yeah, this is intelligent. I talked to somebody today and they're like, hey, I've done all this stuff. I've attached my bank to it. I've got to Coinbase. I'm here. I onboarded my fiat finally. Well, now what do I do? And the reality is most people don't know what to do or there is anything else to do. And these fiat onboarding exchanges control a ton of power and money in crypto because people don't know how to branch out from here. Japan might be considering a digital currency. I don't see how any country in the world cannot consider a digital currency. Crypto has really, and the internet started it all. Internet started all this. It's created this global economy. Well, you know what? Now everybody's connected and we need a payment system, and crypto is going to take over. Now, all these governments have their own agendas. They're going to jump right into this market, and they're going to set up their digital currencies to compete with our digital currencies. So let's see who wins. If you guys like the content that I provide on a daily basis, please like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks so much. I will see you guys tomorrow.